Yo, 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 we here with episode 25. The golden edition, man. We made it to
Quarters,
25, man.
quarters, man.
You know what I'm
Milestone,
saying?
milestone edition. Y'all go get this podcast.
Either way, we don't know where the gang is right now, but
Still
hopefully
working.
they'll fill in, but we gonna get it done, man. You know, we could talk up a storm, you know what I'm saying? I can at least. Um Before we get started, man, shout out Chef Trez, man. I know you seen my story. He bringing in another set of fresh talent. It was two new dudes, like literally they first battles ever. So shout out to him. If you didn't know, Chef Trez is the one who gave Mookie and Dre Majesty their first battle. So you kind of see where they came from. You know what I'm saying? As far as that.
Mm, progression.
So shout out to that.
Shout out
And
to
I
them.
think it's always nice to find fresh talent too, bro, because that's what keeps the culture going for
Yeah,
sure.
that's how you build the game up, for
Yeah.
sure.
Of course, besides them just being like you know, the flow patterns and stuff like that. And far as just like the tempo from the material I heard, they gonna be all right.
Yeah,
They're gonna be all right. So shout out to that situation, man, because definitely some new talent. And sometimes I just like going to events, just being a fan instead of just like in work mode. You know what I mean?
right, right.
So yeah, it was good to see G Lo battle. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen him in a minute. So it was a nice little quick free event, not too crazy.
Shout out to them, man.
Yeah, shout out to them at the boxing gym. So shout out to them. You got anything you want to touch on before we get started? You know
Before
what I'm
we get
saying?
started,
How
man.
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, this is what I was hoping for. I don't know if you want to get into this now or later, but conference finals, we got fresh faces, and I'm here for it.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
here
nah, that
for
was
it,
what I definitely wanted to get into. First of all, cat acting different in New York, man.
man.
Hey, you seen the press conference? He said, "Shout out to my brothers in Rooker Park."
Man, yeah, I don't know when he got the accent, bro, but
Cat acting different in New York.
hey. Well, I'm not gonna lie though. It's been a while since they've been there, so
Yeah.
he kind of got the right to do it. He can pop it.
So let me ask you this: when you seen it, did it give like the organicness to you, or it was like another Jason Tatum moment?
I actually do feel like it gave organic because it kind of because like the Knicks haven't been successful in the real internet era. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So like this would be like one of those moments, a time where a Nick player can create a organic moment. And for him not to be from, I don't even think he's from New York.
Nah, nah, nah.
Yeah, so like for him not to be from there and not to just be like a little thing that he can do, I enjoy it. It adds personality to him.
Shout out to my hey, he was he and hey, I don't know if you got to watch Game 6, like it's entirety, but like he was going crazy, fool. He was taking it to the rim, like, oh, you too small. Like Cat been acting different in New York.
Well, yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna say
And
nothing
they kept
for
showing
sure. He has.
Walt Frazier, because they ain't that's the last time they actually won
They've
something.
been, yeah, they haven't been
Yeah.
anything like significant like since then. So,
Can we agree that they might be the most besides the Pacers, maybe the most healthiest team right now?
okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
feel like
but that
last
doesn't
year,
do no difference because they got to go versus the Pacers. So it's like
yeah,
just
last
healthy.
year they kind of lost in 7 because of injuries, you know what I'm saying? So this is a fair series this year, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So we definitely
Ah,
gonna see, man, because Cat acting different. So let me ask you this about Cat. Do you feel like he still found the balance of like knowing when to be a big man and just wanting to shoot the ball? Cause I feel like he ain't found it yet. He was still taking a lot of threes. I feel like the fact that they was up since like basically the first quarter, it was like it was cool to do that, but I feel like once you get neck and neck where you got a closer game, I still feel like he need to find the balance.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he needs to rely more mid range, and then like when he
Yeah.
can open up the corner three, the wing three, you know what I'm saying, do that. But I feel like he looks for that too much, where it's like,
Yeah, just
nah,
be a
I get
big
this
man.
kick out and I'm getting that. It's like, nah, you might as just be a big man sometimes. But
So
honestly, if you're having success doing it, you do not fix what ain't broken.
yeah, but let me ask you this. Is it success because, basically the Celtics injured, you know what I'm saying? Most of them was injured. I mean,
So
reports come out of they always make it seem like after a nigga lose, right? It'd be like, well, he was playing, but his hamstring was really hurt.
so
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well,
I hate when they do that.
they only do that when it's like a legit law. Like when all right, if you win, they bring that up and say, "Well, you played through it."
Right,
If you
right,
if
right.
you lose and you say that, it's like, "Oh, well, he just had to give his excuse for why." You know what I'm saying? He didn't play too well this series.
Yeah, I don't like that either, and it is unfortunate. Like I always say that injuries are a part of the game, so it is what it is.
Yeah, injuries are a part of the game, but also injuries can become an excuse to somebody. You know what I'm saying? If they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like, is
Yeah,
LeBron hurt? Like, yeah, technically LeBron could be hurt. He could have been hurt from a long time ago. But for
right,
him to
right.
say that in the playoff series just sounds like a cop out to not winning.
Yeah, so who you got far as I
To
think
the finals?
conference finals, because technically that's conference finals.
Well, no. Well, the Western Conference Finals. Because,
No, we
man,
were still talking about the
on
Pacers
the,
first. Yeah,
all
yeah,
right, the East, all right.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it really comes down to shot making. If the Pacers can continue to get to the rim and the consistency and speed that they do, I don't think that they'll have a problem. I
Right.
think the Knicks are gonna have to make those threes that they keep shooting. If you want to contest, I feel like they honestly got lucky. They got
Yeah.
lucky playing a Boston team who was a live or die 3-point shooting team, and they're lucky that, you know what I'm saying, that they didn't have a competitor who's more attracted to driving. They survived. They survived straight off of that. The fact that they shoot 1,000 threes is the reason why the Knicks, I believe, are in the next round. Other than being just healthier, but
Yeah.
you're not playing much defense when the team that you're playing against is just space out and shoot. You're not really doing too much. It's just playing space.
Right, right. This is it basically besides Cat. This is basically the same series as last year. The only addition is Cat for real. Cause
So do you think that he's the
Indiana
difference
didn't Indiana didn't break up their team last year.
at
So it's
all? Yeah.
basically yeah. It depends, man, because like I said, it depends on if he decide he wanna be a big man or is he gonna play like what he
Right.
doing.
Right.
Because honestly speaking, Cat has the mismatch every time. Far as just, height, you know what I'm saying? He's 6'2". I mean 7'2". So he
Seven
always gonna
two.
have that. Yeah, how not call what? Cat is like 7'2".
7 foot two,
Cat,
nigga.
Carl Anthony Towns.
Nigga, no.
How tall is he?
Seven, not 7 foot two, bro.
Let me look it up because now you got me.
Who's
How
he,
tall is
Shaq?
Cat then? Oh, he's 7 foot exactly. So I
Yeah,
give you that.
yeah. That's close.
But
My bad.
it depends because I'm gonna say this. I think they can't run with them or keep up the pace far as the scoring. So maybe if like they could find a way to maybe slow the game down, I would just have to see it because this is literally the same teams for last year besides Cat. So I gotta see what difference does he make because when you have that size, you can't slow the game down. You handle the ball, back downs, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like if these boys get to running, man, I don't know.
I just think it comes to conversions. Like as long as Indiana continues to move the pace, New York can slow the pace all they want to, as because like in my opinion, Indiana is the better defensive team.
Right.
So with that, New York can slow their pace. Indiana shouldn't worry about anything unless they're converging. Like
And
unless
it comes
you're, you
down
know what I'm
to
saying?
for me, it's gonna come down to turnovers, possessions. Because
Yeah.
do you feel like the Knicks and the Pacers have a closer? I feel like they do. I feel like Tyler's a closer. You got Brunson.
Yeah.
So it just depends on who has the ball last. But my biggest thing is the Pacers run, and they're gonna average at least 120 a game. In that range, if not 120, 110 ish. So is it gonna turn into a shootout, or is Knicks gonna be able to slow the game down?
No, the Knicks don't really have the deep. I mean, they do have the pieces, but I really feel like by game 5, Cat is going to get tired of that up and down the court, bro. And who's the
Yeah.
other dude? Hartstein?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna get tired of that. They're gonna get tired of that. And Miles Turner is he's been doing that. Pascal, they've been doing that all season. They're
Yeah.
moving. So you're gonna be all right when it comes to your big man. And I'm particularly talking about the big man because I feel like that's where your big anchors are on defense.
Right.
And
Right.
the more that you can move your anchors, you know what I'm saying, the more comfortable you should feel playing defense. I'm
But
gonna
see,
give
only problem with him is Cat is not a he don't he's a big man, but he just don't play like.
yeah, he don't,
So
but
it's
you can
like,
also tell by the pictures too.
yeah.
You could tell like I feel like you wouldn't have seen Shaq taking a picture like that just on some blind side. I don't think Shaq is taking no pictures like that. First,
Right.
Steven Adams ain't taking no pictures like that. It's like
Right.
that
Right.
dog, and I just feel like that lack of dog makes him like, all right, let me sit out here a little bit. Let me float out to the wing instead of being the
Yeah.
dog in the paint.
Um, I think for me personally, just from seeing the other two games, other two series, I feel like the Pacers have really, obviously injuries play a part, but I feel like injuries have really played a part. But I feel like in both series, the Pacers kind of dominated, where we seen the Knicks actually struggle with the Pistons, and that bad call kind of turned that whole series around. Maybe if they do get that call, the series might have been different, or extra game, anything. But obviously, that's in the past now. So
In the past, man.
I feel like with Indiana, they really been dominating really the whole playoffs.
Yeah, they have.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like for me, it's like until they lose, I gotta see it. Because they beat the Cavs in 5, so yeah, and that's supposed to be the best team in the East.
Well, in the regular season,
Yeah.
that trying to be number 1 regular season does not translate to like that's the same thing as the Warriors having that great regular season and not coming up with the championship. Like I get it, you want to win this many games, but to win the championship for it to matter.
Yeah, man.
So
I'm gonna go. I don't think it's hard, man. I don't think Cat really is gonna be a factor in this series,
I
because
think
like I said, this is the same teams from last year. Just Cat, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Pacers in 7, man.
yeah, okay. I'll go Pacers in 6. I got Cat fouling out in 2 of the games.
Speaking of fouling out, bro, 6 fouls in the third quarter, Jalen Brown. What was that?
Hey,
What was
in
that?
the in 1 quarter.
No, he basically fouled out in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's
That was like, for you to be the leader of the team in
yeah.
that
You got to be there.
situation. Yeah, because you
You got to be
basically
there.
fouled out in the Third quarter, that's kind of bad, fool.
Too
That's
early.
basically That's basically 2 fouls a quarter.
Yeah, early in the game. Yeah,
Yeah,
and also I'm pretty sure that when you're the star of the team, they have other people bait them fouls so that you don't got to deal with shit like that. So
yeah. So sometimes I wish you would have, what I'm saying, let some of them fouls go because some of them fouls like you didn't have to
you
foul
don't have
type
to
of
get them here.
thing, but I just think he wasn't in it. He's not used to being that guy. Obviously, he's like Robin, and I feel like just seeing him be having to play by himself, you could say like, well, damn, is he really not that good without Tatum?
I don't feel that way.
Well,
I don't.
a report came back that he was injured too. So
Of course, you're injured. Everybody injured, but I
right,
feel like that's like him being like, "See, but you need me though."
right,
Like even though, yeah, the man here is Tatum, it's Tatum and it's Jalen Brown too. We're not going to sit here and do that. I understand the conversation, but
right.
so as
Yeah, I'm
soon
not
as
gonna
Jason
lie.
Tatum come out, y'all ain't got no chance. Type, you know what I'm saying?
Fouling out in the third quarter is just like irresponsible. Like
Yeah,
you
I
like, come
agree with
on,
that.
bro.
I agree with that.
So they dominated. They basically was up like 30 the whole game. So you know, Knicks and six. Speaking of that, right? I sent you that clip. How do you feel about like fans being like too into it, like like to a point like they're putting their hands on opposite fans, like.
No, no, bro.
So basically, the dude was walking around in a Pacers jersey. I feel like he was being funny. I'm not gonna hold you,
Right,
but
and that's the point I'm gonna get to. But go ahead.
that's probably why he got beat up. Cause like
Right,
you being funny at this point.
right.
But I still don't like. Yeah, I don't think.
Antagonizing is
Yeah, I
different
don't
than
think you
like
should be able to like throw shit at him and shit like that.
nah. But I mean, you know that there are people who will purposely, you know what I'm saying, go to the Redskins game with the Cowboys jersey on. That's how that works. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Just
right, yeah.
waiting to see what you gonna do, how you gonna react. So you just gotta be more responsible than that. And you already know that people is good for that. They baiting people, especially like right now. You baiting somebody for a viral moment. You baiting somebody for a lawsuit. You already know that.
Right.
Not doing that with these
Yeah, so they
people.
basically jumped them at the parade after the game. I couldn't really see like what they did. It looked like they was just throwing stuff at him, but once like everybody crowded around him, you can't really see at that point. But it was just like yeah, nigga, what you doing?
Yeah, what you doing over here with that jersey on? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, but it's too much, and it shows how weird the fans is. Niggas be fans. You're doing too much. It should be weird. But
yeah,
also, like that's like the culture for certain fans. Like that's the culture for the Eagles fans. That's the culture for, you know what I'm saying. So like, I'm not surprised that people are that way. But overall, the fandom shit is like you don't get paid to be a fan. So calm
yeah,
down.
yeah. It was so bad. The game was so bad. Knicks put in Knicks took the starters out, man. Like I was like, oh wow.
As
And
they
you know what's
should.
so crazy? You know who I seen, and I didn't even know he was still in the NBA. That damn PJ Tucker gonna keep him a job.
Hey man.
I was like, PJ Tucker, what you doing? I didn't even. I know, bro, keep a job, but I didn't know he went to the Knicks. Like I just thought he was. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was still in the Clippers. Oh, I like the last time I remembered
Yeah,
him.
I'm honestly surprised that he has a like
But
legit
see, the
veteran
thing about
presence
him,
going.
he been in the NBA so long, he probably is like a Udonis Haslam, where it's like you could still give game and be like a
Yeah.
12th man, and he still when he'll sign that 1 year deal just to be around. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
the veteran minimum, yeah.
Right, right, right. But I
Damn
was so
right.
shocked. I was like, "Is that PJ Tucker?"
He been a legit presence for the past 10 years though. So shout out to him, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't mad at
And
him.
he can
Still
get him a
trying to get
ring.
that
He can
check.
get you can get him
Yeah,
a ring, yeah.
that too. Yeah, that check and that ring.
Yeah. All right. Western Conference.
Western Conference.
We not finna skip this. Cause boy, the L them boys took tonight.
Yeah, I
The
mean, you
Elden
didn't
boys
get
took
much.
the night.
You didn't get much from Murray. I thought he felt. I thought like in my mind he was like, okay, I know Gordon's basically out for the playoffs at this point, so at least let me step up.
They tried to get that man on the court. It's crazy to
It
me.
was like, I mean,
Why
like you
is he
said
on
though,
the court?
everybody injured. Even Michael Porter Jr. is like walking around with ice on his shoulder.
But you're acting like you don't have other pieces. Like that's the thing
Yeah,
that I have a problem with. People keep doing the Thibodeau approach where it's like you only play 7, 8 guys in the playoffs, knowing that you got 12 players. Like
right,
if you
right.
know that his legs are fresh and you need somebody to sit, why don't you play that 11, 12 man for a
A
for a
minute or two.
quarter. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? For a quarter in the series, just to keep the longevity of somebody who you know needs to be on the court, but this person has fresh legs and can contribute. You know what I'm saying? You don't even give people a chance. I don't know.
it's weird because it's like if you look like on the average day to day, like the sorriest person in the NBA can give somebody on the street like hell.
30
You
easy.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like if you're in the NBA, you're decent. It's not like you can't fill in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but being in the NBA isn't even about like decency. It's about confidence. So
Right.
like the 15th man on the bench, like the 13th man on the bench, yeah, you're gonna have less confidence. But the moment that you start hitting the court and you get to play in those garbage minutes, you get to touch the court in game time, you're gonna gain more confidence. Doing that in practice is different from doing that in the game. And especially when it comes to being ready for the playoffs. Like, yeah, imagine you on a team where it's like, we're gonna make it to the playoffs, and then like you on Boston, Jason Tatum get hurt. And now it's like, is the team dead now all of a sudden? Or like do y'all got somebody who could, you know what I'm saying, do their job, what they get paid to do? I don't know. Some teams just fold, and
Yeah.
some teams
So
just say, "Well, we don't got the people. Just do whatever."
um, Jokic pretty much didn't get his normal triple double. He had no help. I don't know where Murray was at. Um, for they actually wound up playing Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, I don't know
You-
why he's
Yeah,
playing. Are you trying to really risk it? Like risk his career?
yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like plays
Clearly,
like that. I don't like plays like that at all. Risk his career for
Russ
that.
ain't give you nothing. Russ has six
No,
points.
no,
Murray disappeared. Michael Porter Jr. 6 points. That's not gonna get it done.
not at all.
Cause even if Murray not on and Porter not hitting them threes like he's there for, it's not good. It's not
Not
good.
good at all. Yeah, you're pretty
It's
much
not
wasting your
good.
time.
Yeah. So yeah, they wind up losing by basically 30.
40. God, dropped a 40 ball on their head.
Well,
That's how you
technically
get
it
sent
was
home.
32. It was 32 technically, like the final score.
Okay.
But that was probably it was probably 40, but then they just probably started letting them score at the end where it don't
Garbage,
really
cause
matter.
man, because that was the point where I knew it was over. I'm like, y'all up 30 something. They got it to like 28. But even to that point, it was like the end of the third quarter. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, this is the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Runs are a big thing in the NBA. So they could potentially do something. And then to see that it was like that, I said, oh boy. They're just missing everything. And
That's
you know,
how it
you know what I'm
was in
saying?
the Knicks
Ooh.
and the Celtics series. Like by the time that third quarter hit, it was pretty much
It
over.
was like this is sayonara for y'all.
So
Well,
now that the series is over, you see the matchup in the Western
oh
Conference. Who
man,
you got?
Timberwolves and Pacers. Timberwolves and
Wow,
Pacers.
who you got? Who you got? How many games then? If you got Timberwolves, how many games?
Timberwolves and 7. I
Ooh.
do like OKC. They do have a lot of shot makers because the way that they run their pace, they're not overly, you know what I'm saying, crazy. But I feel like, boy, if they slow the pace down for Ant about to go stupid. Ant
So
gonna
let
go
me ask you this:
stupid.
do you feel I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm gonna do Timberwolves and 7 as well. I think they have better role players.
Mm-hmm.
Just me personally, because you got Williams versus Daniels, then you got Shea. I'm pretty sure, more than likely, knowing and he probably gonna check Shea the whole series.
Probably. If they're
Yeah,
gonna go for it, yeah. If they're gonna go like who's the face, because it really
yeah.
becomes that conversation when it comes to them two. Like, which one of y'all gonna prove to be the, you know what I'm saying, the new king of the league? Like, that's the way to do it. Who
And
gonna
I'm
guard
not
who?
gonna lie, I like how just Gobert just like been playing lately, like really playing, being a big man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, man, it's I
I
gotta
agree with
see
that. Yeah, like Cat
like
got if Cat
yeah,
had like Rudy Gobert big man mentality, you'd be
yeah.
straight. You'd be
I feel
too
like
straight.
Rudy Gobert really like he's accepting that he's a big man. He's not trying to be like I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I'm saying?
also he never evolved as a player. He never unlocked the mid range game. He definitely can't shoot no outside. So like you
Well, I mean, at
literally
that point, it's you know how it go. When you come in the NBA, you really just playing roles. So they really just need him to be a big man. To be
nah, but
honest,
also he could still like that's why I love a Pau Gasol, Mark Gasol, Chris Bosh being
right,
in like you can't put him in pick and roll. You know what I'm
right,
saying? You can't put Rudy Gobert in the pick and roll because he has no shot.
right, right, right.
So you
So
have no
you,
option but to play center. That's the difference between an Anthony Davis. He's like, I want a center because I can play pick and pop and I can make my shots. Rudy
right,
Gobert can't. Legit center.
yeah, man. So yeah, I got Wolves in 7, but
Seven.
I do want to see like the first couple games that'll probably really see you'll really see the difference
Right.
in
I agree with that.
the teams, man. But I said I've been said it though. I said I feel like Cat leaving, it's no we don't know who the man is now. It's Ant's team, no questions about it.
Is New York Cats team?
No,
Okay, I'm about to say.
but he's definitely a good he's a good fit for what they trying to do.
What they doing, yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, and I feel like with the Knicks he could be himself.
Well, what you're pretty much saying is he had to back up from being the star player to being a role player on the team.
Basically, but the thing about it is, it's like even though we know Brunson a man, it's still like it's like Brunson teams, but it's not emphasized as much as Ant. I don't know what's the difference is, but it's like the Knicks seem like a more team than this is Brunson's team. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like with Ant, it's like this is Shay's team. You know this is Ant team. You know this is Tyler's team. I feel like a Knicks is really like a good group of a team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but still spearheaded by Derek Brunson.
Right. So do you think that trade helped both of them in a way? Like
They both
as
won.
yeah,
Yeah, like
I mean they're both
as of
winning.
right now, they both
Yeah.
won the trade.
Right,
Because for what
exactly.
you have around them, you did what you needed to do, like to build toward the future. Yeah,
Right, right, right.
I agree with that. But yeah, man,
And Randall,
Minnesota in
Randall,
7.
Randall just been playing like he lost his mind. He always been all right, but he been balling.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really feel like he felt like they was right there anyway.
Right,
That's why I felt like both of them won the trade because number one, the pressure that New York is something different. That's why I really applaud Derek Brunson because Derek Brunson kind of came in like under the Trey type of time, the Dame Lillard type of time. The type of pressure that New York is different than like the smaller markets.
right.
So like his pressure is crazy. So I can imagine the pressure that would have been on Julius Randle, although he wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, but I'm really surprised to see them there. I guess they deserve it, bro. They're here. New
Shout out to
York
my
here.
brothers in Rucker Park.
Rucker Park. But I'm not gonna lie, that's an original moment. You
Right.
you haven't seen anybody like even the pictures, the stills of Cat is like it's just like kind of silly, kind of. It's just original.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Unless you said
So
he's been like Dwight Howard or something. My
Timberwolves
bad.
in 7, and then Pacers in 7.
Pacers,
6. You said Pacers in 6.
Pacers in 6. Yeah.
Yeah. So while we on basketball, but kind of not on the NBA, let's go to the WNBA. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark has an ongoing. Let me ask you this: do you even feel like this is a rivalry? I'm gonna ask you that before I answer because I'm gonna give you my take on it. Do you feel like that's actually a rivalry?
In my opinion, I think that Caitlin Clark is so smart. Every time she sees Angel, she plays it well. But Angel Reese is so she's not thinking it through. This rivalry is really one sided. It
Oh,
really
you
feels
read my
like
mind.
it really feels
Oh,
like
that's why
only
I asked you.
Angel
I'm
Reese
like,
has the rivalry. Like Caitlin Clark is like, you're beneath me for real. What we beefing
yeah,
about?
because honestly, ever since the first LSU, where they kind of, she's been busting her ass ever since. Cause you remember the time LSU went to the championship, they won. But then you remember Kaylin Clark and them came back the next year.
Right, and one. But I'll tell
And
you, that's the same thing, like you said earlier, about somebody who doesn't have to promo and they just perform really well and get the views versus somebody
yeah,
who has to promo and doesn't get the view. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the same for me. I think that Kaylin Clark doesn't do a lot of talking. Her talk is through her play. And
yeah.
Angel Reese is Angel Reese because of the outside stuff. Her on the court play, I can't really say she's even on Caitlin
I
Clark
haven't
level.
felt like she is just
She's not great to me.
yeah,
No,
like
no,
you
no,
missing
no.
layups and stuff like that. Come on.
Her handling just like I
Yeah.
feel like
And
the her
I feel
pressure
like
the
she
way.
didn't work on nothing. Like
No, I
she
definitely
was
seen her work, but it don't look
no, but
like
I'm
it.
saying as far as just what she's doing is not nothing different.
Yeah.
She's not adding to her repertoire. It's like I don't know. It looked like she was playing like summer ball, and maybe that was just to get
The
some reps in.
unrivaled, yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah,
the women's league, yeah. But honestly, it I don't think it's enough. Yeah, it was good conditioning, but she really is being coddled by having Camila Cardoso next to her because that's
yeah,
a real center. She's a legit center. So like, yeah, the rebounds and the spacing, yeah, you got to attest for both of them. That's for sure.
yeah. But yeah, I agree. Like if you want to do kind of pertaining to battle rap, Andrew Reese promotion is what got her. It's not her actual play,
Right,
and then Kaylin Clark is it's her play that makes her good.
right.
I feel like this year, I don't think they're gonna really do too much, but I feel like she really gonna start turning that feverish franchise around.
Well, I think that they are trying to really work through the draft. They
Yeah,
did get her with the one girl. The I think her name's Alyssa Thomas.
yeah,
That they were teammates before, and she like welcomed her into Indiana. I like the market that she's in. I like the fact that they put her in a weak market. They purposely put her in a weak market because her play deems like she doesn't have to be uh, in LA or in New York to really command that type of you know
yeah.
comfort.
Like honestly, this clearly this is not. If you just paying attention to like winning and all of that, this clearly not a rivalry.
No.
But I think the only thing that separates them is that why people perceive it as a rivalry, because like if we call a spade, right? They basically made women's basketball popular in this
Right.
moment.
Right.
So
Them
people
two.
do. Hold on, we got Bishop in the building. So they basically made women's basketball popular right now.
Right.
So that's why some people feel like it's a
Are you talking about
rivalry.
Angel and
Angel Reese
Caitlin?
and Kaylin Clark. That's not a to me. It's not a rivalry. I think it's just they both made women's basketball really like popular. So people
Oh
look
no,
at
it's
her
definitely
as
a
a
robbery.
rivalry.
Oh
I
no,
don't
it's
think
most
so
definitely a
because
robbery.
Kaylin
It,
Clark
it,
been
it
bust
is.
her
I can
ass
say I can say why it's a rivalry, bro. This all started when
in
when they
college.
went at each other in the tournament like
Right.
2 3 years ago. The first time Angel Reese beat her in the finals. The next year she got the get back. She beat her in the final four. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they been, and then they had like Angel was the media was bigging it up. They were saying back and forth or whatever. They're in the same division in WNBA, and
Right.
they play two different total positions, right? You know, but like, and I talked about this yesterday on Twitter. I got on the Twitter space. Caitlin Clark is the best female basketball player I have seen out of college in a long time.
Right.
She stacked. She does it all. Points, rebounds, assists, block shots, steals. Like
Female
she's a
Curry,
jack of
nigga.
female Curry. She's more like a I like her game. Like she shoots like Curry, but she can defend like J Kidd. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
she's a
She's a,
wizard.
she's a complete player.
Yeah.
She's a complete guard. I say that she's a complete guard. Well, yeah, you're right, complete player. But like as far as her position, yes, she's a complete guard. And it's been a long time since we've seen a complete guard in basketball. Period. It's been a long time since we've seen one of those. So yeah,
So
I think it's a
yeah, I
rivalry.
mean,
I love it.
Caitlin Clark been busting her ass in the NBA. I mean the WNBA. But
That's the what I think.
I
Yes,
could
like
see why it's a rivalry though, cause like they both made it popular to be women's basketball.
yeah, sure, it could be a storyline, but a rivalry would actually have to consist of Angel Reese playing better.
Right.
I feel like a real rivalry would be like, okay, so Angel Reese's team has similar success that Caitlin Clark's team has, and they slowly but surely are going to increase what that team is doing. So
But both their teams were bad last year.
Yeah, they
Like
both
both
was
of them,
bad. I mean, if you
they were
wanted to
both
say
bad.
one have got more wins than the other,
But
you
like they
could give
both
it.
did historic, but they both had historic shit though. Like
Yeah.
Angel Reese had like a
Yeah.
lot of double doubles, and Caitlin Clark had some triple doubles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
But they
they
both were
both
shitty last year.
yeah their teams both were ass as fuck.
Yeah.
so I want to
Young,
ask you, like,
black
so
young
does
teams
it
or whatever you want to
matter?
say.
Like,
Young black
does
teams.
Yeah,
does
young
their
black kings, yep.
rivalry even make the WNBA better for them two to be on bad teams? So, like,
Yes,
how
it
good
I
are
does.
mean, we
you?
still gonna watch it regardless. It don't matter if they
It
bad.
does. You know why it does? When you look at the ratings when they play each other through the
Yeah.
roof. That's the most
Right.
views. Other than I think they had in the top five last year of viewed WNBA games. They were in there like 3 or 4 times, and I think the number one was the Las Vegas team versus the New York team.
Mm.
Like that's how like bro. But I think the most viewed team last year, who had the highest rating, was the Indiana whatever they are.
The Fevers.
Yeah, like they were the most like Caitlin Clark is like she's
Box
humble.
office.
Yeah, she's a celebrity, bro. But her
I
game is like is like that, bro. And I tell
I
people it's not a
think
color thing. That girl is bad.
I think we're prisoners of the moment.
Say
I
what?
think we are prisoners of the moment because the Las Vegas Aces are a very well built team. Asia Wilson, when she was on the team with what's the other girl? The white girl who just got traded, bro.
Plum?
Like that. Yes, Kelsey Plum. When
Kelsey
Kelsey
Plum, yeah.
Plum was on the Las Vegas Aces, they had a real team and they were really winning. You know what I'm saying? So like until like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese production meets that, I
Yeah.
don't want to be like, oh, we're
I
prisoners
mean,
of
but
the
at the end
moment
of the
just to
day,
say
you
how
still
great they
gonna
was.
watch it because it's them. But yeah, as far
I
as just like
I disagree. Like they finished 1 and 2 for rookie of the year. Like, Caitlin Clark got subbed off the Olympic
your
team
phone
when
skipping a little bit.
everybody. I'm sorry, I'm in a bad area. I'm waiting
Yeah.
for my Uber, but Caitlin Clark, her and Andrews did a lot. Like the ratings speak for that. Like they're in the division, it's a rivalry, right? They just in the league. We're talking Kelsey Plum. She was on the team with what's that tall black fine girl name? Uh, what's the girl's name? Y'all help me out. I keep forgetting her name. She plays for the
Tall
Aces.
black fine girl, Asia Wilson.
Yeah.
As it was.
Yeah. Aja Wilson. She's on the team with Aja Wilson. Right?
Yeah.
Then in New York, you had those assassin ass white girls that can shoot real good. What Brianna Stewart and
Sabrina Ionesco.
yeah. Yeah, but they have time in. They had really good teams. You know what I'm saying? They had really good teams. So and they didn't even play in the finals. They played in like the quarterfinals or whatever, and they played against a really good team in whatever that other team was. My a girl I graduated, Courtney Williams, she was on the team. I forgot the name of them, but they played them in the WNBA finals. And it's like, yes, it's a lot. And this is the thing, right? It is a lot of, it is like 4 or 5 good teams in WNBA. But when you can take the spotlight off two rookies going at it, and they got higher ratings than the two teams that were in the finals, that says a lot. It says a whole lot.
Right.
And everybody is gonna, because you know why? A lot of everybody loves Caitlin Clark's game. The NBA players talk about her, NFL players talk about her, celebrities talk about her. You know what I'm saying? You don't see Caitlin Clark. Oh, I think this might be him. You don't see Caitlin Clark doing crazy
Yeah, and then I
like
don't like the
Angel
whole
Reese.
like I don't like the whole like let's beat up on Caitlin Clark. Like last year they was fouling her crazy. Like
Yeah, I like what she
I
did.
didn't
I like
like
what
that.
she did last year.
I
In
didn't
the
like
game.
that. I ain't like that because
Even
she's
thing
kind
Angel
of
Reese,
bringing
I
light
like
to
what she
this.
did.
Don't injure her too crazy now.
But I don't like what you're saying. It's like what you're saying is like what you're saying is like don't like don't push
Don't welcome
LeBron.
her.
LeBron is
Yeah,
supposed to be the new king. Like when he gets in, be gentle. Don't hurt the new king. It's like what? Who said he's the new king? Prove it.
man.
Prove it. Don't nobody care
They
that
was
they
hey they was
proclaim
beating
you
her.
that.
Hey, bro, they was
I
beating
know
her
there
up
was
last
elbowing
year.
her, all type of throwing her to the floor, all type of crap. I will agree with that. But still, just because you're supposed to be the new ordained Messiah to the ministry, don't mean that you can't go through the fire just like the rest of us. They did
Right.
put her through the fire though, for sure.
Nah,
She
that's
did
a
not
fact.
duck. She did not duck no fire last year. But I think that she earned respect from them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So shout out to them, man, because every time they play, they find a way to like get in some type of headlines. I don't think the foul on Angel Reese was like too crazy. I think it's just their ongoing rivalry from college that they really might just don't like each other.
I think it was kind of crazy.
But let me ask you this: do you think uh would it be better? I mean, obviously, like nah, I ain't gonna ask that because then it's like nah. I was gonna basically ask, do you think being as though like we're in the era where social media is real popular, do you think it'd be better if they just not be friends, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe do a podcast show together. Some to just be like talk about how they felt since
Nope,
college and
nope, not
don't
till it's over. Too
right,
soon.
right.
Magic and Larry Bird didn't have that conversation until it was over. Don't do it now.
Yeah,
Wait
yeah.
until you've already inked out everything that you can and then revisit it and ink some more. Don't have that conversation right now. Y'all still literally living in it. So I think
Because
that's a
I'm
bad
gonna be
idea.
honest, like I follow them, so that kind of makes me follow the WNBA.
Mm,
And like for me, I didn't even know the season started, but that made me like, oh, season started. So now I need to pay attention. You feel me?
yeah. I knew the season started, but
That kind of made it like I
yeah,
know
like this
now.
is the season opener. Yeah, like this
Yeah.
moment is the season
And they
opener.
did that on purpose because they know what they getting from that.
Well, you know,
Right,
you did that
right.
on purpose. What's the point of having Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese go at it WNBA first weekend? Because you want to
Right.
let people know, like, hey, even if you don't watch on social media, they going to for sure bring it up that this happened. And yeah, um, I think that it's going to be a long lasting rivalry, but I don't know how much of it is going to benefit the WNBA when it comes to like what they're worth. Because
Yeah, because
like
at the end of the day, if you're not winning, it only but so much
it
people you
only
can
but so
bring.
much. Like you gonna
Right.
have to really like I don't know what it is, and like I don't ever want to like compare it to how the success of hockey and what they do because those are women, but
Right.
I feel like there's an aspect of WNBA that is taking away from its ultimate viewership, and because I think it's part of the women don't want to be like ogled over or like coddled in a way of it's being like, oh well, you didn't do this for the guys, and we don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Just some feminism type of stuff. But
Yeah.
honestly, there's so many different ways that can make the WNBA like a crazier league. Honestly, if they drop the hoop a little bit, I would like to see women dunk more. Just drop the hoop a little bit. But
Right.
women are like, no, we should be able to do it. It's like, I get it, but like, come on, bro. If you want it to be what it's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Not being weird, but come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like they can still dunk now. I think they just not trying to. That's just me personally. Like I've seen some people get up there. But when you say dunk, are you talking about dunking or are you talking about actually
Dunking. I
you talking
like,
about like the excitement of the dunk, like a
yes.
360 or windmill or
No,
something?
not that. Not even that, because they haven't
But
even
I don't
gotten
know.
there yet.
I see. To me personally, I'm gonna disagree with you because I don't like. I don't want to see like a Steph Curry dunk. Like, oh, I just barely touched the rim. I don't want to see that. If you're gonna go all out, give me some windmills between the legs. I mean, it's obviously it's not gonna happen, but
I want to
if you're
see
gonna
Brittany
dunk, dunk.
Griner dunk somebody in the floor. She be doing layups, and she's the tallest
Yeah,
one
but
on the
is it
league. I
gonna
want to
be?
see her dunk
Is it
somebody like
gonna be
Shaq
the?
dunk.
Is it gonna be the Anthony Edwards and Shaq type of dunk, or is it gonna be some
See,
lazy?
that's what I'm saying.
You
I
know what I'm
want to see
saying?
the hoop drop to 8.5, and see like
Yeah,
Juju come in and dunk on somebody, like
right.
glide and dunk on somebody. That's the like if we can get a woman to John Morant yam on somebody,
Yeah,
now we're talking. Now
yeah.
we're
Because I don't
talking.
want. Because like for me personally, like if you lower the rim, and like I said, obviously it got to do with the women athleticism and all that. But me personally, like if you're gonna lower the rim and they're just gonna be doing like Steph Curry. Oh, I
Regular
got to
dunks,
steal
yeah.
and yeah, I don't want to see that. Like if you're
Right.
going to dunk, I want
Yeah,
windmills,
legit dunks,
cartwheels,
yeah.
and windmills and 360s. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's probably not gonna happen.
We easily no, that's not true. We could easily get the three piece over Jason Terry. Boy,
Yeah, yeah.
in the
Oh,
WNBA,
that'll
you
make
get
me
a play
watch it.
like that, that'll make you watch it. That's what I'm
That'll make me.
saying.
That's one
You
of
get a
to this
what
day.
that's one of the
That's one
craziest
of the
dunks
most like
ever.
iconic dunks
Yeah,
ever, bro.
that's one of
And
the
then
most
like
craziest dunks ever.
he was like in the way, he jumped. LeBron jumped up so high. And then
Boy,
like after that, he just looked at him like those that
like
like
are
that's a moment. Like
yeah. If we get some of those,
yeah,
WNBA ratings are going through the roof. And I want to see Asia. I'm not gonna lie, like that's the time when you really want to see your stars do something crazy. Because it's
right,
like, what like I think it's missing like the innovation. WNBA hasn't created any innovation in what basketball is. The
right.
NBA is fired because you have the guys who move the needle in what the sport is. For Stephen Curry to be the, you know what I'm saying, the shooter, it changed basketball. Everyone wants to shoot threes. LeBron, everyone wants to be to this stature. WNBA hasn't created that shtick for what
Yeah,
they do other than just playing basketball. And I think that has to change when it comes to the consumerism. And they'll be all right.
yeah. So I don't know how many times they play in that conference because they are in the same conference, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna play again.
The
And
WNBA season is like 40 games.
I'm not gonna lie, that back and forth definitely had me wanting to watch the next game. Like I just, but in a sense, it's to me it's not a rivalry because they still lost by like literally 33, 34.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
Yeah.
what do you get out of that? You do
Right, right,
not get anything out of a rivalry of this is not even competitive. It's just you two. Like it'd be different. Like that's a thing that I wanted to get to. It can't be like legit good because it's not like you get 7 games of that. You're not
right,
getting
right,
7 games. Like you're not getting a whole season of Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. You are
yeah.
getting the WNBA season with all the other women too. So it's like that one thing cannot be the only driving factor to get people to watch
They
WNBA.
lost by 35 to be
That's
exact.
embarrassing. And what do
Yeah.
you get from that? Chicago lost 35, right?
Yes. So yes,
Yes. What do
yes.
you get? And that's the thing. Chicago lost by 35, and Indiana's not that good.
Right, right.
Indiana's not that good, and y'all lost by 35. It's like, what are we watching? Why are we watching this? Just to watch you two bicker? Go do a reality TV show. No disrespect.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, to me, I mean, obviously, because of the popularity of the two players, it can be looked at as a rivalry. But just me personally, for it to be a rivalry, that means we would have to win. It'd be have to you win, I win, or
Yeah,
I
back
got.
and forth.
But it's just like blowouts. Nah,
No.
no.
Steph and LeBron is a rivalry. When it
Yeah,
comes to going back year for year, who's gonna be number one top dog? That's a legit rivalry.
right, right,
And it's
yeah.
like, okay, even
Because
though it's not bickering,
even when even when like they would play each other, they would play on like Christmas or Thanksgiving.
all the most important games,
Yeah,
first game of the
yeah.
season,
Right, right,
Christmas, all those. Yes.
right.
The
So
biggest pressure moments. We want the best players. And you're not gonna get no disrespect, but you're not gonna get Angel Reese on like, oh well, we need to see this on Christmas. No, you want to see Caitlin Clark.
right.
No disrespect.
Yeah.
Angel Reese's promo is bigger than her game.
Yeah, so but just to not harp on like them two, shout out to the whole WNBA
Shout out
man.
to them.
But
I hope that they get their money.
we are watching for them respectfully.
No, no, don't say that. Don't say that. You are watching for them
Okay,
respectfully.
well I
I
they
am not a Caitlin Clark fan. I was watching WNBA before Caitlin Clark. I will
right.
continue to watch WNBA after Caitlin Clark. So it's not Caitlin Clark. She has added a little shock of excitement to what WNBA is as of right now. But
Yeah,
in general, no. I'm not gonna say she's like the great white messiah to save WNBA. No. There has been a lot
respect,
of
respect.
great basketball players to play basketball who are women and have made the WNBA something to talk about.
Yeah.
It's,
So
it's, it's just her
shout out to
time.
the ladies though, man. Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to the
all the
ladies for sure.
ladies. Before we go to the next segment, we got 37 people in the building.
Shout out to y'all.
38. Somebody just pulled up.
Shout out to y'all.
Go on YouTube, the stage YouTube, like, comment, subscribe.
Y'all get this
We do
podcast.
these episodes about twice a week, man. So y'all can get this podcast episode 35. So
20, 35.
I'm
25,
tripping.
man. This is the quarter. This is the quarter.
Yeah, yeah, I'm tripping. 25. My apologies. My fault. My fault.
First quarter right here.
I was thinking of the number of people on live and then kind of what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So yeah, episode 25. So man, more came out about this Casey and P Diddy
Yeah.
trial. And just to be
Yeah.
clear, right? This is not P Diddy versus Casey. She's Cassie. I'm sorry. She's just a part of the somebody that got subpoenaed. So this is more. It's more than likely you gonna see more people come out because she's like the one of the he was that his running mate respectfully.
Okay.
Um yeah, so like more is just coming out. So the biggest thing that P Diddy lawyer is trying to argue is basically like this is not a trafficking thing. This is not a forceful thing. This is something that she wanted to do with him. So like the freak off text came out like, oh, she was like, yo, I want to do the freak offs early. Like we planned it on Saturday, but I want to do it tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I want to get it done tonight. And then that came out. My biggest question to you is though, like, just your opinion on this, right? How do you feel about basically it came out and said that like her husband knew. So in a sense, it's like, okay, your wife is. I wouldn't even say cheating because I feel
She
like
wasn't that wasn't his wife then.
no, but more stories came out of like how he actually FaceTimed them having casual, like having intercourse.
Yeah, but they could have been friends before he became her husband. That's what I'm saying. So like, yeah, your friend called while you was smashing Diddy, but what about that is like, you know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, I'm not gonna lie, um my opinion was that Diddy did her wrong. Although I feel like she might have agreed to some of those terms. Diddy did her wrong, and Diddy had a farewell tour with Carisha and might not have liked that.
Yeah,
Because he was like, or she was like, wow, you gonna treat her like that after you treated me like this for all this time? I want my just due. I
Yeah,
do believe that yes, there will be more people to come out to corroborate the stories that she's saying, but I believe that Diddy is probably his defense somewhere down the line has a line of detailed accounts of people agreeing to, you know what I'm saying, to certain
yeah,
things. So I feel like that's a possibility. Like, yeah, it might sound crazy, but if you agree, then I'm not the crazy man you make me out to be.
yeah.
So we
But see,
gotta see how it
the
goes.
only thing is, like I said, it's not Diddy versus Kate Cassie. So people trying to make it out to be that, but it's definitely more to go. Like it's Rico. This is a Rico.
Right.
So it's more people that's going to be, you know.
More
But I'm not gonna lie.
victims and
I
stuff.
just me personally, um, they all nasty. But
Yeah.
you know, once you got that kind of money, you know,
Doing all type of shit. Yeah.
your preference is different. You know what I'm saying? You could, I don't know, but
Your level of excitement is what.
yeah,
Yeah.
cause just imagine, like, think about it like this. It sounds crazy, but imagine, fool, you could go like to a different country right now with a baddie like her and just do whatever. I'm pretty sure niggas will probably do that too. So
Yeah.
I'm not putting it past nobody.
And then once you do it 10 times, it's gonna get boring. So I can imagine what it's
Yeah,
like. Oh, well, now I need to do this.
right,
It's
right,
like, yeah. So
right.
yeah, which is
Yeah. So this
it's pretty
story,
freaked out.
I mean, I feel like they just trying to paint it as like it wasn't forceful. It was like just more so of a domestic violence thing. I think the only thing that you can't really pretty much um we seen like the hotel footage, but other than that, it seems like she was pretty much
Willing participant. Yeah,
yeah.
you definitely cannot excuse the hands-on, the domestic violence stuff. There's
I
no
wonder
excuse
if
in
they
that.
ever gonna get to that. I feel like they might be easing their way into that. Like what actually happened. Cause like the perception is that you're a willing participant, right? So that particular night, maybe it didn't. They didn't start doing them yet, or maybe you didn't want to do it that night. Like I would, I really want to know the build up to that particular moment.
Well, from the court case, from what they've dropped so far, they have different uh accountants. What do you call them? Witnesses to like certain
Yeah,
things. So like if Don Richards is like, yeah, how like have you seen Diddy hit her? And she accounts that he hit her with a frying pan or something like that. Like I feel like that's not even like I feel like bringing up the assault part is like that's the part we already know.
right,
So it's like I think that would be like not even attractive point for the jury to bring up due to the fact that we already know that he used to put his hands on her.
right.
We already know that. So I think the more
But see, the
crazy
don't
things
my
that's
only
coming out.
question is like, okay, you we know that, but it's still like no hard evidence. But with that one, that's pretty much cut dry. Like, yeah, you dragging her through the hotel.
Yeah,
So
we caught you
are
already.
they gonna elaborate? Like, okay, what happened since you such a willing participant? What happened on this night? Like, what happened this day that
After this, yeah.
made him? And then she could probably twist it like, oh, he been putting his hands on me. This just the one that's been seen before.
Well,
That is
I'm
actually
sure that there's a lot of
visually
I'm sure there's a lot more accounts. If you would
right.
hit your girl like that in a public place, you definitely hit her in private.
Yeah, yeah. Do you consider a hotel really like?
Public,
Cause like
yeah.
it is public, but at the end of the day, what's the odds of like? Cause I don't know the time frame. That could be in real early in the morning. We don't know the time frame, whatever. But what's
I
the
don't think it makes
odds
a
of you like
difference.
running into somebody on your way to your hotel room? Like it's not
But
really
they didn't run into somebody. The hotel is a business, and businesses to protect themselves have cameras.
right, right.
So
No, but
like,
I'm saying you basically saying like somebody could have possibly heard or seen that, but I'm like that's
yeah,
not
but the
always
time of
likely.
day doesn't make the difference. If you're in your personal house, it's less likely that someone's gonna hear it.
Right, right, right,
When you go out in public, it's more likely that someone's gonna be like, "Wow, well, what was that noise I just heard?" Because you're out in public.
right.
That's
Yeah,
why
so
I think it's just a terrible idea to do stuff like that out in public. But if you doing stuff like that in public, you for sure doing it in private.
oh yeah.
So I know that there's a lot worse that he's done to
And
her. I'm sure.
it looked like she tried to roll out while he was in the shower. So
Oh,
he just
man,
he just so happened to
and
come out
caught
in
her.
time. Yeah.
Well, I think that account for that was that she tried to take his phone and leave. She tried to take his phone and like leave the hotel room.
Okay.
He was like,
Okay.
"Stop playing with me."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely understand the whole pretty woman, man with money. That's the control factor. She's coaxed into doing all these different things in hopes of having a career, and this is the reality of the dream that you were sold. I get.
Yeah, so
I understand.
basically I don't know how true it was, but it was like a statement from her husband like, "Oh, that's the past. We trying to get through dark times." But my thing is like if that report was true, then why'd you walk out the courtroom?
Walkout.
Like he walked out the courtroom when he heard certain topics. But then he like a
He
day
walked out, or they put him out.
no, he walked out because he basically like he was on some shit like
I can't
I
hear
can't
this.
stand to hear this. Yeah,
Oh.
but then in the next report, it was basically like, yo, this was her past. This was hard times, and I wanted to know what I'm pretty sure it's gonna come out eventually. What made them basically break up or disconnect from each other? Like what incident was it? Is it was he done using her as like a sex toy, or you found somebody
You
else?
talking
Like
about Diddy and Cassie?
yes, yes.
Oh,
Like what actually made them just say
stop. Yeah, like what was
yeah?
the ending part to that?
Because
Yeah, that's a good part.
he dated Young Miami at some point.
Tarisha, yeah, but that was
Yeah,
much.
so
That was way after Cassie though.
yeah, no, but I'm
Way
saying
after.
yeah, but I'm just saying like so
They're
like
saying that's
what
why she's
made
really mad. They're saying
yeah,
she's
so I'm
really
like I
mad
don't know what to
because
believe at
she
this point
gave
because
young
now
he
these
gave young
text
Miami that
messages is
life.
just you showing me that you are like you said a willing participant. So it's like I don't know what to believe at this point.
Right.
But what I can say is willingly or not, domestic violence, putting
Not
hands on
okay.
females is never the
Not
answer.
okay. Yeah. Not
It's
okay.
never the answer. So all
No
the other
respect for that.
stuff, yeah. So yeah, more we'll give y'all more updates on that.
As that
Um,
unfolds,
yes.
y'all will get
So
this
man, we
podcast.
got before we get to the next topic, 37 people in the building, hit the likes, comment,
Shout out to y'all.
subscribe, all of
Like,
that.
comment, subscribe.
You know what I'm saying? Go
Share
to the
that.
YouTube.
Share that.
The link is
Tap
either
in.
in the bio or over top of the Twitter
We appreciate all
post. Yeah.
comments. Tap in
You know how they do though. They always go back and watch it. And
and
then there'll be a
watch it.
comment about something. So yeah, man.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. I know that we're going to this anyway. Who the hell does dumb stuff like this?
What
Oh my gosh. I know what you're about to say. Go ahead and say it.
I mean we probably was about to talk about the same topic. The prisoners from New
Yeah,
Orleans.
man. What?
Okay,
What?
so I'm very like I'm gonna tell you how I feel about this topic. And then some of the stuff I've been seeing was just like far as them, it's crazy, and then far as what I'm hearing from people.
Mm,
So normally when you escape a prison, you normally don't have a legit plan. You
right. You
more than
just
likely you
yeah.
don't have no money.
Right.
So it's like you really just escaping just to like escape at some point. If you don't have a legit plan. Like and I think people don't realize that this is not the movies. Like if you watch a movie and
Yeah. Where's a
somebody like
script?
trying to break out, they normally like have a helicopter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they
Like
have a
I'm
plan.
gonna give you
Yeah.
an example. Like you ever seen Triple X with Ice Cube?
Yeah.
Like how they planned it, like, okay, when you get out, we're gonna erase your name, we're
Right.
gonna give you some money, we need you help with this.
Yeah. This
That's
ain't
a
the
movie,
movies.
fool.
It's in
Like
the movies.
we
Yeah.
this is not a movie. So I seen some people saying dumb stuff like, why are they still in New Orleans? I would have been on the first train to da 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 da.
True.
Fool.
True.
But listen to this. No, okay, think about it like this. You at a gas station, right? Or just say you in the comfort of your home. And your brother that's doing life, right? He knocks on your door with a jumpsuit on. You're not helping him, fool.
That's facts. Well, number one,
Like
he
it's
he
not
just
that.
set
It's
you
not.
up for coming there straight up. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like it's not. This is not. This is not a movie, bro. Like if I see a nigga at the gas station with a jumpsuit on, I'm not helping him. If my brother that's doing life had no release date and he just knocks on the door, I'm not helping him.
Yeah, bro,
I'm
you in
probably not
trouble.
gonna. I'm not gonna rat him out. I'm not gonna say, well, this person is. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
here, but you definitely can't stay here. You can't be
Yeah,
on
like I
camera on
can't. I
at this
can't. Like
facility, this
yeah, that's.
property,
I can't.
boy.
Yeah, like I can't
Harbor the
defend.
fugitive.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
I see a lot of people like, oh, if that was me, out. So it's like, okay, now my name, because they got out of 11, they got three so far. So let's just say
they got three
hypothetically,
because they showed their faces. Who escaped from prison and then goes live to say, "I'm free, y'all.
yeah,
Check
but
it
I'm
out.
just
Y'all
talking
heard the
about.
story."
I'm just talking about. That's one. That's
That
one.
is
I'm just
so
saying
foolish.
reality. Let's just think about it like this, right? You escape. You have no money.
Right.
Your family probably not, because 9 times out of 10, if you're locked up, you already done somewhat lost your family far as just supporting, putting money. Depending
Mm-hmm.
on how much time you really got and people love you on the outside, you
Right.
really don't have nobody that's gonna answer the phone, put money in your case.
Immediately, yeah.
Yeah, so
Depending on
now
how long
we
you've been in
talking
there.
about, oh, you were locked up, you just pop out of nowhere. You don't have no money, you don't have no ID.
Ain't got no
So it's
keys.
like, yeah, like I seen people make dumb comments. Like it's not the movies, bro. But yeah, to piggyback off what you're saying, like yeah, that was to go dumb to go live. But I feel like some of them just escaped just because like it was a thing to do. I don't think they legit. Some of them had a plan. Like, okay, when I escape, I'm gonna get in a helicopter. I'm gonna have this
Right.
50K
And
or
have it ready.
100K, and I'm gonna go to France and start a new life. Like, I don't think that's.
And nobody has them resources. I just
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
nobody placed them calls. Like, yeah, like you should have
Right,
placed them calls and be like, yo, put a car right here and put the
right.
keys right here, right there. Because then because hey, I'm not gonna lie, if I escape jail, prison, first thing I'm doing is I'm cutting my hair and I'm changing my face. I don't know
Right,
what.
right.
I'm not going live. I'm not going home. None of that. If I go back home and something in the ski mask, it would a
But
whole
see,
different look.
you
Something.
just saying that you saying ski mask, but what if you don't have no way to buy one? What if you
Nah,
don't
not
have
buy
money to
one.
buy?
I'm making one out the shirt or
Okay, so
something.
now your picture's out there. Are you think you're gonna be able to walk in a barbershop and really get a haircut? No.
Boy. Well, yeah, that's true. Well,
You know what I'm saying?
depending, because now we're in this in the age of social media. So imagine it being like, wow, hey, I cut the guy. Man, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's a story for somebody.
Right,
Hey,
right,
man, you heard the guys who broke out of jail? Yeah, one of them came in here and I cut his hair. It's
right,
not, you know what I'm saying? It's no illegality to him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like I'm doing my job.
right,
I
right,
cut
right.
hair. He
But yeah,
didn't
I'm
like
just
break the
what
nigga
I'm
out of
basically
jail.
saying is like people are making crazy comments. Like it's not a movie, bro.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? Like you not going to just be able to go to Paris or wherever the hell niggas trying.
Yeah, with the
Because you would
boats
need,
and get off to the side. This
yeah,
ain't Grand Theft
because you
Auto.
would need an ID to go anywhere. That's first of all.
Yeah, this ain't Grand Theft Auto.
You need a yeah, you need a passport. So if you don't have like a legit, and 9 times in you don't have that type of money to talk to somebody on the phone, get a helicopter, and just go to somewhere else, wipe your name out. Like no, that's
Yeah,
not realistic, fool.
and you didn't set it up. If you're gonna
Yeah,
escape,
it's
you
no
gotta.
plan.
We got fake IDs for you. We got keys sitting right here. You got a plane ticket with your name on it. Hop out. Y'all gotta
Right,
be out
right,
this
right.
day
And
at
by
this
the time
time
you
and all
land,
of
you'll be a
this.
new person.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It
No.
better be planned that way, or you're gonna go right back and with more charges because you escaped the federal prison. Yeah, I don't know what this is. This is not. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's
Jason
not a
Statham
movie.
movie.
And
Yeah,
I don't know if you like ever been like okay, so it's two type of on the runs. You got your misdemeanor warrant where it's like, okay, if I get pulled over, I could get locked up, but they're not really looking for me.
Right. And then they got your bounty hunter. Hey, nah. Have you seen this guy right here? We
Yeah,
last
so that's a
spotted him
different
right
type of
here.
on the run right there. They like
Yeah.
they're looking for them. It's not one of them things like, oh, you in the car with somebody, you get pulled over, you got a warrant, let's go back to jail.
Yeah, it
No.
might be him. Nah, they're
They're
going to
looking
their
for them, fool.
addresses. They are
Yeah,
looking
like
to see who's
they're
where.
right now.
Absolutely.
They're probably at families, mothers' houses. When the last time you spoke to this
Yep.
guy?
Yep.
So like,
Soon as they broke out,
yeah, like some people
first
need to be
addresses.
real. Some people need to be realistic. Is all I'm getting at.
Yeah, this is not the movies. Facts.
Yeah, like they're looking for them.
Actively,
So let me ask
even
you this:
still.
just from 11, well, 3 out of 11. What do you give the time frame on this?
For the rest of them,
Yeah,
I don't think
I
all
give them
11
two
get caught
weeks.
this year.
Huh?
I don't think all 11 get caught this year.
Ooh. Hey,
Now we're
I'm not
talking
gonna lie.
probability. We're talking
Out of them
probability.
11, I feel like out of them 11,
Two of them
I
can
feel
get
like
free.
two of them actually had an actual plan. Maybe.
Yeah, but I think even with them not having no plans, if they don't get if they don't get the majority of them in like the next week and a half, 2 weeks, boy,
Yeah, they
they
might
got
be they
people who
might
are
be
here from
legit
other
gone.
countries who haven't even identified themselves, who don't have IDs. You
Right.
can make a nigga look Mexican, you make a nigga look any whatever, you know what I'm saying?
So let's
Change
just
his
say
whole everything.
hypotheticals, right? Like one of the dudes he had dreads or whatever. Let's say he do got a brother house with who got clippers. He like, yo, just cut this off. I don't need no shape up. I don't need no shape up or nothing. Just cut this joint, fool.
Straight up.
Yeah, cause like I don't know like the time frame. Like I would think you would want to give yourself a week to try to find them, but in a sense, somebody can be gone in a day.
If they
So
if
it's
they had a
like,
plan,
yeah, it's like
you got a real plan, you could have been gone.
by this time now, being the fact that they haven't caught the other eight, somebody is gone. Like probably not even in the state no more.
Yeah.
Like legit gone, fool.
They could be if they had a plan, but like you said, when you just randomly, hey bro, look, we got it, we popped it, come
Right,
on.
right, yeah,
You just
yeah.
randomly just like we finna leave, all right. It's like you ain't no plan for
And
that.
some of them probably did have families that loved them, all that extra stuff. So I mean, it's not far fetched. Like, or like you said, some of them probably could have planned that. Like, I don't think it was just 11 just random. You know what
Just
I'm
dummies,
saying?
yeah. Like it's probably like five
Somebody
of them,
probably
and they probably
planned
told.
some stuff.
But
You know what
I
I'm
would tell
saying?
you this: if the first 11 got out, I think what blew it up is them leaving the sign. Because
Right,
you
right,
really could have had an underground railroad type of situation. You know what I'm
right,
saying? If y'all
right,
had played
right,
it off, I'm waiting to see if the first batch make it out for 3 weeks. Y'all make it
right.
out for 3 weeks, 21 whole days, boy, I'm out of here
Yeah,
too.
because let's just say,
Boy,
let me give you a hypothetical. That they don't write that on the wall, and they putting that toilet back to that wall, and they just missing inmates.
boy.
Ooh. See, the too easy messed it up because now it's like, okay, that's why I know
Now
where it's
they're for
at.
sure gonna be on game. Like we're watching
Yeah,
every possible everything.
right,
And of
right,
course now it's a national disaster where it's like, nah, this location has escapees. It's like, nah, they
right,
finna
right.
be on their
Yeah, they
heels.
kind of messed it up for everybody because
Everybody.
that could have been a tunnel to more people.
Bro,
Because
you can
maybe what if let's just
imagine.
say they don't find it and
Bro,
they put that
what?
toilet
You
they
could have
put
had
that toilet
waves.
back.
You could have had waves of niggas just disappearing.
Yeah,
Waves of whole people just disappearing. Man, they could have made that easy. I would have been the guy who sits in the room, and they would have had to pay me to get out. You want to get out? You want to
yeah,
try to get out? You gotta pay me. Shit,
right,
now I'm in
right.
the third. I'm in the third, fourth, fifth wave. Like they got out. They got out. But hey, you might not make it. You gotta pay me still. I'm gonna lock this cage, and I'm never coming out. I'm never giving the feds any reason to come in that room.
Right,
Writing
right,
too easy
right.
on the wall is crazy. That's just
Yeah,
crazy.
they're not thinking.
They're
That's all
not.
it
They're
is.
not. I think that the two cool stuff takes away from like real life. You know what I'm saying? Like writing too easy on the wall just sounds like yeah, look, we got you, just to get hemmed up in 48 hours. It's like, all right, bro. You
Yeah.
could have just not did that.
Yeah, I think the nigga that went live though, he didn't have a legit plan. He was just like, "Yo, I'm thugging for a
I'm
couple days,
outside. Yeah.
and that's that."
Fool. Damn fool. Damn fool.
Yeah, man. So we'll see what happens with them other 11, but I'm not surprised if, especially it's been a couple days, somebody's not in New Orleans. If
Bro,
not
but
all of them at this
you
point.
shit. That's what I'm getting at. At what point in time, you being out 48, 72 hours, do you skip town?
Right.
You ain't get $30 for a bus ticket for nothing. Because I'm about to say, fool, you could easily go into a Walmart, throw a little bleach in your hands, rub it in your hair, walk out. You have a whole different scalp, bruh. You could
Yeah.
definitely, you know what I'm saying? You could easily just, man, there's so many different things. People doing all type of stuff, any alterations anyway. But if you really was like to have a plan to do that, it's possible. But I just feel like that wasn't a plan. It was just like, nah, check this out, and then they left out somebody who probably wasn't even a part of the plan for real. For real, wrote the too easy. Like,
Right.
I just don't believe that. Wasn't even involved for him.
So boom, we got the streamer university coming up. Shout out to Kai, man. He putting all the streamers on, man.
Shout out to Cenat, man. For real.
Can we agree that he's like the LeBron of streamers?
Yeah.
He like made streaming hot.
Um, Streaming, yes.
Yeah.
Streaming, yeah. So shout out to AMP, like for finding him as a talent and doing what he did. You know what I'm saying? Because like honestly, when it comes to, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say made streaming hot because there are people who were before him who like were a motivation to him, like DDG. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody like
I
that.
think what made him so attachable is his age. He's a young,
Right.
you
Right.
know, that's where
What
you make your money,
Right.
kids.
He attracts the. He really is like a part of the crowd he's attracting,
Right,
and
right.
it's really everybody growing up at the same time. Like he really has a way of doing that from a young age. He did his little certain things where it's like go do crazy stuff in the fountain, go do crazy stuff out in public. So yeah, he for sure worked his way up, and the fact that he picked people to like further build the infrastructure of what streaming is because I guess at this point streaming
I
is
mean,
everywhere. They have
yeah,
different
I mean,
platforms for
shit,
who's
we
doing what.
doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, but streaming is everywhere. You on different platforms. You trying to bring people together, like community wise. But you got so many different platforms. So I just want to see how that works because I see that as wrestling, like wrestling is not good to me because Kenny Omega should be on WWE because
Right.
the talent pool is bigger than the promotional company that they, you know what I'm saying? So like Speed, I Show Speed should be able to stream on any platform because Speed is that big and he can garner that much viewership. You know what I'm saying? But because of
Yeah.
contracts and stuff, it don't work that way. So I want to see how Streamer University changes that. Maybe they create an infrastructure where it's like streamer house, streamer university, where we have all these different people under this one umbrella. It's gonna get crazy. A lot of opportunities.
Yeah, shout out to him, man, cause he's definitely putting people on, streamers on, cause he has the biggest following.
Yeah. Well,
So
people
shout
were
out to him.
complaining that some other streamers were like already known. I think that people got the idea that streamer university was like a school. It's not a school. Streamer university is literally like him having a field trip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like because the half the people are already known. We know these people's faces. They've already built a profile socially. We know them.
Right.
But he brings them together so that we can all do content together. It's gonna be like 2 weeks of everybody just doing content with everybody. So that's gonna be cool because it's gonna be content literally everywhere.
Yeah,
But
he
people think it's crying, man. It's
I
like,
think one time he did like a camping trip with Tiana Taylor and some of his friends. Then I remember he had a LeBron James son up there. So
yeah,
yeah, it's been a nice Offset, Nicki Minaj.
everybody, man. Drewski, Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
Yeah, so they've definitely merged, and even like as of what it right is right now, Boy Max and DDG having like music on streams, having those music streamer battles, those things like they've kind of like morphed how we consume media. So it's
right,
become
right.
pretty
And
interesting.
then it gave us a chance to see like personalities too.
Right,
Cause like what's the odds of like me being able to see how cool Offset is as a person
right,
or a Drewski or a Nicki Minaj. Sometime, most time, these type of people they don't even do interviews.
right. You could only see them from their social media presence, and then you
Yeah,
gain whatever
and then half the
outlook
time
on
you
that.
don't really see that because it's basically PR on everything they
Right,
say. So
right.
you're
On
not
hustle.
seeing you're
Hmm.
not getting the personality from said artist.
Right.
So
So
yeah,
streaming allows the avenue of like really being
yeah. I
able to
mean,
dive
even
into
if
the
you want to do on a smaller scale, I give you an example, man. Jonesboro 54. It's like his character as a battle rapper is like he just it's not it. But it's like me seeing him in that different light because I've never like had a conversation with him. It's always just like book him, then battle and go home.
hmm
But it's like being able to see like he's really a cool person.
hmm
And it's just like for me, when I interviewed him, I'm like, yo, this is a totally different person from your battle rap persona.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
But you
that
don't
was
see him
yeah.
to yeah.
And it's like it was like for me, it was like your battle rap persona, like you're choosing to be awkward in a sense. Where I feel like is like when I interviewed him, I seen the authentic him. So I actually had a conversation with him, like, yo, if you I feel like if you implement the interview I feel like you'll go a long way more. It's like you're choosing to be weird in your battles.
Right. The
So yeah.
persona.
Right, yeah.
Persona, yeah.
So yeah, just on a smaller scale, like definitely them interviews you get to see said personalities because a lot of times we just text in the chat. We're not on the phone, so it's like you don't get to see people day to day life or how they act. So I was just telling them like, I think that was a good interview just to introduce your personality, your what you're about.
Yeah, and you don't really see people do it without the platform to really feel comfortable to do it on. So
Right,
they've
right, right.
definitely created a lot of different platforms who people believe, you know what I'm saying, certain ways about to feel comfortable enough to do that. So I can for
Yeah,
sure
so
appreciate that.
just as like kind of segue into the next topic, um, interviews and all that is a part of promotion. Um, I've been seeing a lot of like not so lit events, and I think we kind of forget that the promotion is just important as the matchups.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was a big event over the weekend. I'm not gonna say the name, but it's like the attendance wasn't good. The battler said the attendance wasn't good, and I kind of feel like when you book names, you kind of just think like, oh, the name is gonna bring people. But how many times have we seen it? Like names don't bring people. It's always like the names, and then you got sprinkle in some local guys. And I
Yeah, but it's
think,
not the URL. That works for the URL. That works for KOTD for anybody that's already like
yeah,
ultra cemented. But
you
growing
know what
up,
I think leagues forget to do though is they leagues always forget to show love. So like if I come to Maryland, I know I got to book Big Cat. I know I got to book Show Shotter because y'all might not be as popular, but it's showing love. You got to show love
right?
to where you come. So it's like if I pull up to a certain city, it's only right that I book somebody.
Somebody from there.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
it's kind of weird how some leagues just feel like, oh, I got these names and but they don't book nobody from
We're gonna
the
bring them over
yeah, they don't
here.
even if
Right.
you get them to open up, it don't gotta be like a like I'll just give you an example. I feel like if you go to DC and URL come to DC. or just in that area. Like even if you open up, I feel like you gotta have a drugs on the card. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
even if he's not going to be like the main attraction, but I feel like you gotta have a like that's just paying homage. Like you
Right. To
gotta
the
do that.
area. Yeah.
I feel like people forget to do that, and I make sure I do it. Like when we go to Tulsa, I know I got to book Ice Cold. That's where he from.
Hmm.
Like I gotta book him. It's no way you come to another nigga city and don't show love
Don't
to the
ask
nigga.
them. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
you want
cause
to be a
then it
part of
could.
this.
I mean, we it don't really happen, but it could be like a check in type of thing,
Territory wise.
or just not coming because people don't know these said people. Like sometimes you go to these certain cities, they don't know these people because they only like you said, they only know the URL. So they might not know me or you or Casey the Gunner. But if we
Hmm.
sprinkle that in with
The bigger
some
names.
yeah, it's like the
Hmm.
talent in the area with it. And I always say as a league owner, I love booking local talent because they actually be excited that you brought something to their city
Hmm.
while being able to bring their people out because they haven't battled in so long. Cause there's not like Tulsa, they lost their league. Like they don't have no league in Tulsa. So
Right. So when
when
you
they do
pop
have a
out,
league, yeah, it's like yeah,
it means something because it's like now we got a little opportunity right here.
right, exactly. So
Shout out to them though.
we just gotta get, or not we, because I feel like we do enough promotion, but I think we gotta get back to just like relating to not getting lazy. Like okay, I got these names. Um, Yeah, I mean, I mean, I can't tell everybody do the interview thing because I feel like that is kind of our thing in a sense. But I feel like face offs, even down to like just get somebody to send a little promo video talking shit,
Yeah.
something. It's just like we not in the era where you could just because it's so many leagues and so much going on. We not in the era where it's like URL coming to town or this guy coming to town. It's not a lot of battle rap, so we going to mess with it. It's like now it's an event every week, so you gotta
Yeah.
find a
You gotta
way
get
for
in where you
your
fit in.
event to stick out.
Yeah. The battle rap algorithm is packed. It's week by week and it's moving by very quickly. So you got to get in where you fit in and put your best foot forward. Facts.
Yeah, and that's why I make sure to do them interviews, try to get as much face offs as possible. Anything we can to get the building keep just progressing.
Right.
So yeah,
Progress. But
we
that
did.
also comes with not being complacent though. I just want to end with that.
Right, right, yeah. I'm never happy. Like until
You can always do more. There's always
yeah,
room for
like until
improvement.
we like on that level, I'm not stopping. I actually got to interview Dylan tomorrow. We supposed to get it done through the weekend, but shout out Mom Dukes. Mom Dukes came into town and like all my podcast equipment is like where the sleeping area was. So like
Uh,
it's a
to
lot
move
to
it.
like just take the whole thing down. So like yeah, I'm gonna just wait till she leave.
Right. Shout out my Dukes.
Yeah,
Hey,
shout out.
shout out Casey the Gunner. We gotta do an interview also too
Oh
soon.
yeah, yeah. So we did the power rankings earlier. Um, everybody pretty much agreed it was accurate. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to tap into that, make sure y'all go on to YouTube and go to the power ranking for 2025.
Please comment under who you think is in your top five and any alterations that could be made to the list. Make that conversation something to talk about. Let's get it.
Yeah, so we definitely getting 12 days away now. If you basically want to say this day is over,
Unfinished business.
we getting back to the battle rap, man. Main event. You know what's so crazy? Even though they main event, I feel like Bubba and Key kind of stole the promo. Just far as
Agreed.
like, yeah.
For
And that's why I was
anticipation.
saying,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I was saying like them type of battles, you can steal a show just by promoting.
Yeah, that one time. That
Yeah.
one time can just set a seed of like anticipation for somebody to be like, all right, this might be the one. So I'm excited.
Yeah. And then they've been talking. They did the face off. And even after the face off, they kind of still been just posting stuff. So I definitely want to see how
How
that
that
turns
goes.
out.
Yeah.
We got some fresh talent on there. Floze. Who else we got on there?
Shout out to
Floze.
Key, bro. Shout out to Key.
Yeah, Key. We got Rashad, obviously. A VVS 100. He's new to the platform. We
Shout
got
out to all
Bishop.
the fresh faces on the
We got
platform.
Bishop back in the building.
Y'all gonna get this story, man.
I mean, we pretty much said everything now. We on the last segment.
Hey, y'all gonna get this story, man, and y'all gonna respect them
Uh,
Pacers, man. Hey, I told y'all from day one. Pacers the most deadliest team in the East. It go over 5, they got you.
right.
And them they a matchup nightmare for everybody. And I like this matchup with them and OKC. I love this matchup because both teams are
Wait,
big.
you said Pace is OKC?
No. That's not what I
The
said.
Ant?
I said the Pacers are the most dangerous team in the East. I said that both these teams that's in the Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals were the two most dangerous teams in their conference in the playoffs.
We
Right?
got G-Lo in the building. G-Lo said Pacers not beating the Knicks. Knicks versus Thunders in the
Man,
finals.
tell G Lo to put
Oh
his
no.
money in his
Oh
hair on the
no.
line.
Sorry
I
about
don't
that.
want to tell him to put his hair and his money on the line, gang. That's all I care.
Timberwolves versus Pacers in the finals. See you there.
I got the same way.
Hey,
I ain't going.
I want to take a moment too. My bad. I want to cut nobody off. G-Lo battled tonight. Like when I just left the building, the venue. Man, that boy good, man. He got body of the night, man.
Yeah,
Man, he
shout out to
ain't
J-Lo,
battle
man.
nobody. Modest
It
just
don't
started battle
matter. It's
rapping.
a body is a body. The streets
No, it
needed
do
one.
matter. It do. I'm tired of y'all doing this. It do matter. If you battle Dirty Socks Joe and you body him, nobody cares.
I care. The streets needed a body tonight. He
Man,
gave it
Dirty
to
no,
him.
Socks
no,
Joe is crazy though. I just want to say
no,
that.
no, no. But
G-Lo
but
said
but
he got whatever on SGA.
SGA got beat Ant first.
tell him we got. I tell him I'm good for a nice 50 ball if you want to do it. I'm good for a nice 50 ball. I
He
already got
got
200.
he
He
got
said
beat Ant
everybody is
first.
somebody. A body. The streets needed a body, man.
He got beat Ant first, bruh. Shoot.
I ain't gonna hold you. I like this matchup for reasons, right? And this is why I like this matchup. Gobert against Chet Randall on Towns, right? Not Randall on Towns. Gobert on Chet. Ant's probably gonna guard Ant, or they probably gonna have McDaniels on SGA until like the fourth quarter, and then Anna guard him or whatever, right? I like this matchup because they're both big or whatever, but I like the Timberwolves because I don't think they have anybody that can defend Ant. And when the rest of that cast gets going, it's a dangerous concept. I think they're going to defend the perimeter very well. And they're going to out rebound OKC. And I think that's
Agreed.
going to be the difference because you got Hartenstein and you got Chick. They basically play the same kind of lineup a little bit that Cleveland has. That long lineup where you got basically two centers, and then you got like I don't know what you consider Dort as or whatever, or Jalen Williams with SGA. I look at it as like three guards slash forwards and two centers, right? And once you get them in foul trouble, it's gonna be a nightmare, bro. And I just I like the Timberwolves in five.
In five?
In
That's a
five.
6. But I understand.
I'm being
5 is
generous.
kind of soon. 5 is early.
I'm
You
being
don't,
generous.
you got them winning one game. That's it.
I'm
5 is
being
early.
generous with the one game. I
5
think it's
is
gonna be.
early.
I'm giving it five because I kind of got a good feeling that it's gonna be a sweep. They're a young team
I
that's
don't
getting
see
over the.
nobody getting
I
swept
don't
out the
see
East.
nobody getting
Hear
swept.
me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. They're a young team that got over the Nuggets, who put them out last year. They're living on a high, but Ant's hungry right now. Ant know what happened to him last year in the finals, right? That fourth quarter was devastating for them. Like the Mavs just couldn't miss in those fourth quarters. So, I mean, I think their heads on right. They know this is an opportunity. I don't think anybody that's left in the playoffs can beat the Timberwolves except for the Pacers. and they got to run their tongue at their mouth. They got to push that to
Are you saying that
6 or
because you
7.
like the Pacers?
I'm a Nugget fan. I'm saying that. I'm not
Oh,
only
okay.
saying that because I like the Pacers. You know what I'm
Oh no,
saying?
I'm just saying you've been talking about these Pacers all playoffs.
Hey, bro, I like the YNs, man. What I told you about Reaper, man. You a YN, man. You gotta, hey, don't want to hear that lyrical
Talk about
miracle
them
myth?
guns.
Yes, sir. And guess what? Guess what the Pacers doing? They running, they shooting, and transition. They pickpocketing. Them young boys, them young boys, they coming. Them young
G-Lo
boys.
said he got whatever on SGA, man.
You say what happened?
G-Lo said he got whatever on SGA.
Tell him we
Yes,
can
sir.
tell him we can put 50 on the Knicks series because he said he like the Knicks. So we can put 50 on the Knicks. And we can put 50 on the Timberwolves series. My
Well,
money
yeah,
good.
I mean,
Mr.
hey,
Edwards.
yeah, y'all might got to figure that out. He in the Facebook comments if you want to go look.
Okay, I don't know how to do all that, but okay.
Mr. Edwards has something to say. It's gonna be the Pacers versus Timberwolves. I got Pacers in 7. I got Timberwolves in 6, and
I
it's
got the
gonna
Pacers.
be real
I
good.
got I got the Pacers in 7 too. For some reason, I don't know what it is when they play the Knicks, bro. Everybody on the Knicks get hurt. They run them down the drain, bro. It's like they win a game, the Knicks win a game, they win a game. Somebody from the Knicks get hurt. They win a game, the Knicks win a game. Somebody from the Knicks got hurt. Like that's how it is, bro. And I think
That
like the level that they run, and the fact that they got out of that Cleveland series in 5 games and got their rest or whatever.
I mean,
But
they pretty much. I was just saying earlier,
at-
they pretty much been dominating the playoffs.
yeah, they have, and
yeah,
they're small.
yeah.
They don't have a center.
They don't need one.
But they beat
They don't.
Milwaukee in 5. So
They don't. And the
You
crazy
got
part
two
about it
fours.
is you remember when the Pacers played the Heat, the Miami Heat in the playoffs, and I actually had the Pacers when I'm like, well, Miami's small. If Roy Hibbert can play good with Danny Granger or whatever, Paul George is emerging. George Hill is playing pretty good. The Pacers had a really good team, and then Danny Granger got hurt, and I thought that was the difference makers in that series when he got hurt. But Paul George grew up in front of our eyes at the same time. But Danny Granger was their best defender, and he got hurt, and he could score. So when you look at this situation right here, like the Pacers are small, they're athletic, they can run. And then I think Burton might be the most underrated all-star in the playoffs. When that kid gets to cooking, like this, my thing with him, right? He'll take the back seat and then he'll decide when he want to take over a game. I
Right.
like that he's a team player because he keeps feeding guys with a hot hand because he's a good point guard. Like he does his job to a T. But I want him to be a little bit more aggressive. But against the Knicks, he's aggressive against the Knicks. So I want to see how this is going to work out. Like I said, I have that game. I have that going to 7 games. They win again in the Garden in Game 7.
Yeah.
I think the Timberwolves, they experience a little too. I think the experience is going to carry them. They're
Mhm.
going to be a little too much.
I think that the Timberwolves are going to make it, and if the Timberwolves get to the finals versus the Pacers have a big problem. Like you just said, they don't have a legit center. They run 2 fours who are very active, but I feel like that's when you got a matchup problem in Rudy.
Well,
Rudy gonna have to turn
I
into
think
Steven
the
Adams.
I think no, actually, I think this is what I think, right? And I'm being honest. The Timberwolves, if the Timberwolves and Pacers, they do make it to the finals, right? Gobert is gonna be no and void. There because the Pacers they push the ball, they pushing that ball, right? Gobert has to get back down the court. They're not waiting on Gobert to get back down the court. They're pushing that ball. I would bet my money if they play them, their keys to winning that series is gonna be we gotta attack Gobert. We gotta get him off so they can play. They can bring in what's the guy with the dreads name that won 6 men of the year last year?
Nas Reed.
Nas Reed, so they can push him to the 7. I think what happens is if you get Gobert in foul trouble and then you get him in foul trouble, now you have to move Randall to the 5, and that benefits them because Randall is good, but then you got to deal with Siakam, and then you got to turn around and you got to deal with what's the other kid's name? Miles Turner.
Miles
Then
Turner.
you got to deal with Miles.
Lost him, man.
The little light skinned dude with the braids, he's a YN to the core. You know what I'm saying? You got Nimhart, Nim. That's a close. It's Nimhart is Nim something, and then you got Marathon. They're key players for that team or whatever. And then you got Halliburton who can just get streaky hot and do whatever he wants. When Halliburton is hitting you with that in between the legs, that in between the leg dribble, step back, and is going, you in for a long night. So I just got to see, but Ant's going to get his. I think in anybody that plays the Pacers, your star is going to get his, right? They have no answer for Jalen Brunson, just like last year. Jalen Brunson is going to be Jalen Brunson. What is the supporting cast going to do, right? That's going to be those are going to be the keys.
Yeah, I don't want to all the way take the Knicks out of it. I do give them a chance because
It's like
Derek
I
Brunson is
said.
definitely take over a game in the closing minute. So like if the Pacers leave a door open, Derek Brunson will walk through that door by
It's
himself
like
if need be.
it's like I said. If it goes past 5, Pacers win. If it goes past 5, Pacers are winning. They're taking your legs. They're running you down. They're burying you. Those kids, well conditioned. They don't get tired. They don't get tired. They don't play a lot of good interior defense, but they do not get tired.
I agree.
New faces is all I'm worried about. Seeing new faces, the change of the guard. I'm really excited about where basketball is going, knowing that the OGs of what we know are about to walk out soon. The
Yeah, and
basketball, the NBA is in great hands.
that's why I said, and I told my cousin that I told him, I told him that when LeBron went to LA, I said LeBron's window is his first 3 years with LA. He has to win their first 3 years to get to 5. If not, I'm like, bro, one thing about the West, bro,
They
those
gonna
teams
get
that's
better.
rebuilding, they're gonna get better, bro. They're not going to. I like, bro. The Rockets are gonna get better, as we've seen. They're gonna be a dangerous team next year. OKC's gonna be even more dangerous next year. Then you got Utah, and you got San Antonio, who's gonna be dangerous next year. The Timberwolves are still gonna be there next year. You know what I'm saying? And then you got
Dallas.
I don't Dallas is gonna be good if they can stay healthy. Who else? Memphis, they're gonna be right there. And then it comes to, are the Nuggets going to get a key player to help out? Like if Michael Porter is a big X factor for that team, and we seen how much he meant to that team, and him and Murray are injury prone, so they're
Right.
going to have to get another piece or some good role players because we seen the role players not show up. Braun showed up tonight, but that was it.
Do you think they re-sign Westbrook?
I think that would be a good move. I think that would be a good
I
move.
think he gonna end up somewhere else, man. I feel like he contributed, but not how they. I just
His
his
window
for every
pass.
good play, it's a bad play. Like
His
it's
window
just like,
pass.
yeah.
His usefulness
You
window
think he
pass.
accepting that he is potentially about to be a 6 man? Or do you think he really about to accept that?
I thought he already did. Thought he come off the bench.
Nah,
He start?
nah. They start him sometimes.
Man, that nigga is 6 man. He is 7th man for real.
Yeah, so I want to see what they do with him. Do they re-sign him? What's left for him at this point? Because it looked like he mellowing his way out the door.
Yeah, well, he just has to try to get a ring. So, but yeah, you're right.
So realistically, I mean, obviously injuries do play a part of the game. So he couldn't get it because everybody was pretty much hurt on the Nuggets. What's a realistic situation for him to be in that conversation again? I feel like Denver is like, I don't see the
That's the
Rockets.
last place.
I don't see
Yeah.
him going to the Rockets. I don't see him going to the. I could see him maybe going to the Thunder on some 6 man shit.
Fuck no. They
But
wouldn't even.
I mean, I
I
know he's
don't.
probably never gonna do that. But I'm
I
just
mean,
saying,
he has to. At what point do you accept that? Like, how many years and you don't get a championship as you're supposed to be the man? Do you accept that once you come to a team, you're not the man and you're a role player? Like, no, like his triple double season, his historic season, does not take away from the role that he has to play this year. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
Like,
right.
and I feel like people got you got like lose that chip of ego where it's like, nah, but I'm like this legendary player, but it's like as of right now, you're not that legendary player. So it would be best if you would do this, but I don't know.
I was just saying this too. Like people are getting older because think about it like this: Jimmy Butler, Steph, and Draymond in their prime. That's a big three.
Yeah, not right
But
now though.
like now, it's like they older, so it's not they pretty much at the end of their prime.
Yep.
Um, Butler signed a 2 year deal, so they're gonna try to run it back one more time. I think they'll be higher because they were 7 this year. They pretty much turned their whole season around when he pulled up. So I could see them being a third or fourth seed next year if barring they're healthy with
If they get
that.
LeBron James, other than that, they're gonna be a fifth seed,
Nah.
looking for who they can go against to be real easy. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. They're done.
Yeah.
They don't have enough legit pieces to carry the season into the
So
playoffs.
what do they do that next year as far as just trying to get their team together? They because they pretty much they okay, so you stuck with Green, Curry, and Butler for sure. Like you can't get rid of them because of contracts and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So what do they what moves do they because they pretty much made the move by giving up getting Butler. So
Okay.
what can they get in the off season? Because maybe like it's a lot of free agents too coming up. That's why I was saying
Yeah.
Steven Adams is a free agent. They need a center. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who else is out there, but
I'm not gonna hold you. Steven Adams going to Denver would be big.
yeah. I was saying maybe to the Warriors though.
To the
I would say
Warriors.
I would say for them it would be big, right? Because then you would have Gordon who's athletic, right? You would have two centers on the floor, right? Then you would have Gordon, and then you could really go big. You would have Gordon, you have Michael Porter Jr., and then you would have
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
He
And
tall.
so you know what I'm saying? That'd be really like,
That's gonna be huge where he go next year.
yeah.
I think that the Warriors, bless you, the Warriors need to prepare for the blow up and the rebuild. I don't know how they feel about Kaminga. I feel like
Oh,
he
they
was
gonna
supposed to
have to
be a
either
part.
sign him or get rid of him this year.
That
I'm
and
not gonna
I'm
lie.
saying that because you have to really find a starting point for where you're going to rebuild, and I don't think they're going to build on Brandon P.
I'm not gonna lie. I seen somebody say this, and I've been arguing this, telling my cousin this shit. I'm like, bro, Steve Kerr has been exposed. They have not had a big man. They don't know how to use a big man. They're not like, bruh. They run the same plays. All they want to do is shoot. Like,
That's
Well, I
his
mean,
that's his formula.
if that's what's been winning you
Don't fix it.
championships, yeah, like
Don't
I
fix it. We're
when
yeah.
it
gonna
was the
run it
last
till
time
you
they
can
won?
stop it. But that doesn't
They
matter
literally
though.
just won in
They
2022.
but yeah, but that doesn't even
Even
matter.
even
What
matter.
matters is you had to create a whole system to stop it. He created a system. I'll say this: Mark Jackson gave him the personnel, but he created the system as a what they needed to become successful. So for him personally, he should never change what his system is. He literally created something that like people had to game plan season after season to go against this. Not the talent, the game plan.
It's not working anymore.
It's not working anymore because you don't have the players to fill those roles. You don't have a legit person alongside the best shooter ever that garners that much attention. When you play Steph right now, you can damn near double Steph, and now you're looking like, well, who can shoot the ball? It's
Yeah.
different when you got a legit Clay over there too. They're both running off of every screen. Now you're looking for you have like when they had them three, when you had KD, you had to literally guard three people. You can't double nobody. You can't double. You can't double KD.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought Buddy was about to be that next guy, but
But he
obviously
can't be
not.
that guy. His time has been over, and he hasn't shown where he can step up to be like the fulfiller of that spot, knowing that Steph is on the way out. He's never shown that.
Well,
Like
it's
Buddy
hard
has
to
only
fill
shown
Clay
he can.
Thompson's shoes.
Not even Klay Thompson's shoes. it's the accessibility of what you're doing. Like I feel like Buddy Hield hasn't shown a like Zach Levine stardom. Like what you doing here?
Right.
I personally feel that way. Like he hasn't scored the points or had the impact from where he's been to say like you're this caliber of player. I don't feel that way.
Yeah, I mean,
Where's
I
Brandon Ingram at?
he's still in New Orleans,
Man,
but
that's
he's considered the man in New Orleans though.
he's been.
At this point,
Yeah, well, I mean, the man was supposed to be Zion. Then they
but
bring
you
him
know,
back.
availability is not
Yeah,
his strong suit.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would agree. I don't know the contract situation, but I feel like they was talking about Kaminga contract is either up this year or something like that. So they got to figure out, like you said, do they rebuild with him?
Or do they start to move
Because at
forward?
this point, you won't. At this point, to honestly speaking, Steph is what 37. You probably only got one more good year out of him.
Yep.
So you got to do you move forward with Kaminga, kind of how like San Antonio did with Kawhi once Duncan and all them got older,
What's the big
or
three left? Yeah.
do what do you do with Kaminga?
But
Because
that's what I'm saying.
I feel like if you okay, this the thing. I think his contract is up this year, so I
Uh,
feel like if you sign Kaminga, that's saying this is our future.
right. And you're
If you
building
get
around
rid of
him.
him, it's like okay, we just gonna see what's what with
Who's
after our big
available.
after our quote unquote big three is finished.
Yeah, but I feel like business wise, it sucks for the Warriors. The Warriors are at a disadvantage when it comes to the rebuild because Steph is so demanding of what he deserves. So,
Right.
like, if you want to be technical for the Warriors, you're in a lose lose because it's going to take you more time to rebuild because of your loyalty to Steph. You can't just, because
Well, I mean, as an
business wise,
organization, just kind of how they doing LeBron, they're them two are gonna be that guy until they leave.
yeah, that's
It
fine.
don't
But how
matter
many picks?
if you want to rebuild from Kaminga, Luca, whoever else, they still gonna be that guy till they roll out.
Yeah, but who are you getting picks from to
They got a
trade for?
situation though. But they have a situation though in LA because Luca is an unrestricted free agent after next season. If y'all don't
Right.
win with the way Texas are set up in California,
Send them out.
with this people that have space, like bro, how are y'all gonna keep him when y'all don't have LeBron? I don't even know why he's still playing basketball at this point.
Holding the roster spot, making more money.
I
You're not
mean, he
rebuilding
just
with that.
But you in reality, you can rebuild with Luca though.
Yes, but also like, and this is
you
why it's an
gotta
even
keep
better
him.
situation with LeBron because LeBron is worth how many picks? Like logistically, if you're the Lakers, you know that the person to get the rebuild picks for is LeBron. If you're like, hey, we're gonna offer LeBron to see how many picks we can get to rebuild our team, that's what you would have to do. If you're the Warriors, you need to offer Steph. Hey, how many picks can we get for Steph? We're trying to rebuild. Steph is he's got another half a year left and he's done. We're trying to see how much Steph is worth right now because Steph is still worth something. We're not doing that.
Right.
Steph can probably go to a whole nother team and still get 3 picks. But the Warriors won't do that out of respect that they have for him. He's going to retire a Warrior. But business wise, nah. I'm asking, hey, can he garner 3, 4 picks from a Charlotte,
From a
from a you know what I'm
Charlotte.
saying? Somewhere who's that you are a little further out on a rebuild. Yeah, we'll take Steph. We'll send you 3 picks. We are a personal way. Like that's what OKC is. OKC is like a personal way. You know what I'm saying? Like you like a
Okay,
shooter
so look,
away.
I just looked it up. Kaminga rejected a 5 year, 150 million contract extension. This decision of his could lead to a roster shakeup for the Warriors, who are already constrained with limited cap space.
So that means he don't want to stay there.
Or yeah, yeah, because I don't see him. I don't see him taking a
He's
pay
not
cut
getting
at
him
22.
right.
What?
They said it's Clay, but they having the same problem with Buddy Hill. They run the same plays. It's the system. It is the
No, we talking
system.
about Kaminga though. I
That
think he gone, fool.
it's the system. That's what I keep saying. It's the system. You figure it out, bro. That's like football, right? If I'm running a wing T, right? All I know is all I know, and I'm running the same 6 plays, bro. I'm gonna get. I could win. I could go back old school, right? I could win 2 or 3 titles, 5 titles. After a while, it gets figured out. Once it's figured out, it's figured out. I gotta
Yeah.
add something else.
Well, based on that information, I don't think I think he gone. But where do
Yeah,
you see
he
where do you
Yeah, he
probably
see
is
him
chooses to
gone.
go.
where you see him at going though?
He can go anywhere. He
No,
has a lot of
I'm
leverage.
just saying like give me a team.
Where I would like to see him at,
He
Kaminga hasn't done enough to Kaminga hasn't done enough to be a household name to want to see him anywhere else.
right.
So he hasn't done that.
I think he should have stayed and just that
Yep.
could have been the future.
Yep. He should have easily because and honestly, he could have been handed the keys. He could have been handed the keys of the organization, like, well, you've been here from our championship heyday. You can carry this team. I think he chose not to stay because he knows that Stephen will be leaving soon, and he knows the pedigree of where the Warriors are at, and you will have that onus on your back, and for the franchise to fall because you know it will without the star players, it'll fall, and he don't want it on his back. That's all. Golden State has created like a New York, LA kind of atmosphere since winning in the past 10 years. So like it's a lot of pressure playing
Yeah,
there. I
this
can
probably the
imagine
most they really just turned that
around.
non-winning team to a dynasty.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like you got anybody that go there at this point got the pressure
Pressure.
of
Pressure. Being the man, pressure. That's why
yeah.
people come to DC, ain't no pressure. Win 20
Don't
games.
remind me, fool.
Win 15 games. Just go play basketball. There's no pressure.
Yeah, so
Sell some tickets.
Timberwolves,
Pacers.
Pacers. Okay, got it. This my closing verse.
Hey, 2 hours is
So
a nice episode though. I ain't
yeah,
gonna lie.
yeah. Shout out to everybody, man. This is the quarter
It's the quarter.
episode. You know what I'm saying?
The first quarter, man.
We do have a card in exactly 12 days, so make sure y'all cop the live streams. $5,
Unfinished business
20 at the
2.
door. Basically, keynote special.
Yeah.
This card was made for him.
Too bad he's not here to talk his shit, but shout out to
Yeah, I don't
Keynote.
know where he went today. I know he said he was doing a lot of stuff today, so he probably went to sleep.
Yeah, nigga working.
But yeah, I was just it's been a long time since I went to an event where I'm just as a fan, so it was nice to see just some new talent, man.
Mhm.
But it's like just seeing it now from that perspective after being a league owner is like yeah, I could see the difference like just versus my event, somebody else's event. And it's funny, right? Like Chef Trez is like, yo, I don't see how you a league owner, fool. I can't do this. Like he was trying to get people back in the building, and it was just like everybody just looking at him. I was like, "Yep,
It's a
this
lot
how I
to it.
be, fool." Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot. Shout out to the boxing gym. Shout out to Chef Trez, man,
Shout out to Trez, man.
and the kitchen volume too, man. So yeah, man, you got anything else you want to touch on? Or you out of here?
Hey man, now we out of here, bro. 2 hours. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna hold you. We definitely did enough for
Y'all
the
can get
day.
this podcast
Y'all
for
go get
sure.
this podcast. First quarter, 25 episodes. We just getting started. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Remember to
48 people
like,
in the building that
share,
stuck around,
subscribe.
man.
Thank you. You could have been anywhere in the world,
In the
but you're here
world,
with
but you
us.
here with
We
us. Yeah.
appreciate you for real. Like, share, subscribe. We're trying to build a community. This is the first 25, and we're looking forward to spending the next 25 with y'all, man. Y'all are going to get this podcast.
Yeah, man. Episode 25. This shit the stage. Y'all be safe.
That's up.
Yeah.